the office about your files
From where?
from OU.
From OU? No, I have not got. I've been asking for copies of my records for a very long time. I don't get much cooperation. And
they sent a medical release. You have to sign the release to request your medical records, and she has already sent that to you, and you haven't got that release yet.
Now, is that was supposed to be a Laura?
No, it would be through OU that they would have sent you a release to sign to send back to us, for us to send you your medical records.
Well, that's interesting because it was Laura was the one that I kept asking because I had asked Lacey. It's been several months ago that I asked her for a medical release and asked her for my files, and when she was here in the meeting, and I have never gotten that. And then, let's see, I spoke with Ashley with Laura, and they had sent me one for over the email, that something was wrong with their application because it wouldn't function properly with Adobe PDF. And so then I asked them that to send me one by mail. And yeah, now that's interesting because I just did get that. And I didn't realize that it was OU. So that's really interesting that Alara would send me a medical release form from OU. But actually, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see, Corrie. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So that's really interesting because I've had asked this for a long time. So,
okay.
So
you did get the release form to be signed.
Look at that. So tell me that. Yeah. Okay. Now that's really interesting. Okay. So tell me that. Tell me about what she has. She has what she is stating about me, and what the meeting was about.
Did you? We can get it all sent to you. Did you release and send it to us, and then you can have it all?
I'm asking you, Corrie. I'm asking you.
I understand that, Miss George. I do understand that.
Do you?
He just asked me to call you and see if you had gotten the release, and she still needs to call you to do a monthly monitor. But
she doesn't do it every month.
Up with you
so you're showing.
She said it was an emergency, and so urgent, I guess is what the word was. And so I was wanting to see what was needed from you, and if you got that form,
do you guys
and mailed it back to us.
Isn't her position? Isn't a case manager's position to see to my healthcare needs?
To your advantage needs, yes.
My healthcare needs. Yes.
Advantage, yes, ma'am.
Yes. If I am in need of certain services, like hospice, that's something that OU, my case manager, helps me with.
We're not able to get hospice for you. We can refer you, or have your doctor refer you to a hospice company.
Yes, you guys can look into a service for me and tell me that one that could fit my needs and do that type of referral, yes, you can. That is part of the case manager's position. If I am in need of medical equipment, that is my case manager's position to help me.
Yes, are you in need of medical equipment?
Oh, yes, I have been. I've been in need of a lot of things. So why don't you tell me about, that's why I need to find out exactly what does Miss Lacey have in my records.
What are you needing right now? I'm not worried about like the before. I'm worried about right now. What do you need right now?
Yeah, I'm worried about right now too, because I don't have my case manager tending to my needs. I've been sitting here for the last 3 months that I have literally been battling heart failure. And this is the way that it's been going, Corrie. I do not. That is a question that does not need to be asked by you. That is a ridiculous. It is. Okay. I see how this is going to go. You don't wish to talk with me. You're very combative with me. You know, this has been the problem right here. That instead of wanting to try to help me, I get bowled over like what you're doing to me. You really don't want to cooperate with me. I've asked you to look and see what Lacey has put in my files about me. You're reluctant to do that. You're reluctant to even, which I imagine is no problem at all, because I'm quite familiar with computers, and I know that everything's on computers. You can go right. You've got my file open. You would be able to see very easily everything that Miss Lacey is put in there.
Now, I'm not able to look at your file. That's why.
Why are you not? Why are you not able to look at my file right now?
Because I'm driving right now, and I'm not able to get on the computer to look at your file.
You're driving right now?
Yes, ma'am.
That's illegal for you to be doing this. That's Corrie, that's illegal for you to be doing that. You are not supposed to be on the phone and driving at the same time. It does not matter. It does not, Corrie. The laws, it does not matter. The law says you're not supposed to be on the phone, and because evidently that this is the problem. See, everybody be able to do whatever they want to, and it doesn't matter. They can just do whatever they want to. It doesn't matter what the laws are. It doesn't matter what the state says about my health care needs is.
All right. I'll have Lacey holler you.
No, I don't want Lacey to call me. Oh, here we go. We always like to play that. You know, every time somebody does something that they're not supposed to be doing, and that especially when they get caught or something. And I didn't say I wasn't happy with the services. Did I ever say I was unhappy?
You said that we're not meeting your needs. So if we're not meeting your needs, then you're unhappy with our services.
That's business. That is business. That's not a personal. That is, I did not say I was unhappy with you, with the company. I said that this was not the protocol, the regulations, and duties to which a case manager is over a client is not being held to. That is different than saying that I'm unhappy. I never said I was unhappy. I said,
You're not telling me what you're needing. That's not getting anywhere now because you want to me
oh,
what services you are needing.
because I'm not explaining. I'm not explaining. And you led me to believe that you had time to talk with me and that you led me to believe that you could access to my files because you just sat there, you said that you looked up and you were going to go through, well, you couldn't go through every single notes and stuff, but you could sit there and you can look up and read what Lacey said at the same time while you're driving. No, you just said, okay, I am, I need to speak with somebody that is, yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
I will send her to call you.
Yeah, and I imagine that you'll probably sit there and do like Lacey did, that you're probably going to sit there and go, well, she's this and this because, well, I was driving and while talking and she wasn't happy about that. And because, I had this stunt pulled, Lacey pulled a very big stunt with me and decided that because of what she got caught doing was she's going to come in here and make a meeting and write down false accusations against me and tell me that I have to sign a document or that I lose all my benefits. That was true. No, it wasn't. I spoke with a Vantage. Vantage said, no, they did not direct that. She kept doing that, and I've got the recording on that, and I can prove that she lied about that. She kept saying that the document was a Vantage. I looked at the document. It didn't say a Vantage. It had OU. She kept saying it was a Vantage. No, it's not a Vantage, Lacey. This document is completely OU. Well, who did you talk with at Advantage, Lacey? Oh, it took her a minute to come up with some name. I called Advantage about this. Advantage never said those things to her. This was done with Miss Lacey. There was descriptions in it, and I pointed that out. She goes, "Yes, I seen that, and I didn't correct it. I guess I should have corrected it, but I didn't. Yes, you should have corrected it because actually, thank you for saying and doing that because you just proved what you have been and are doing to me." And how you are misleading people against me. Because that is very, very damaging statements that she made. Very damaging, Corrie. And this company seems like it's just fine to allow somebody to act like that. Because I'm not paying you guys to mistreat me, to not do what you are supposed to be doing for me, to be ignored, not to be helped. I'm not paying you guys for that. I'm not paying you all to come in here and not have the ducks in a row and then sit there and go, well, this is good enough. This is medicine. Do you know about my background, Corrie? Do you know what I used to be in? Do you know that? All right, I'll tell you right now. I hold 2 medical records. I accomplished those 2 medical records when I was a medical student. My doctorate was in radiology and gastroenterology. Also, I had 2 years ago, before that, I had my doctorates in both of those fields. And I also was going for the degree at the same time. I had 5 of them. one in psychology, one in criminal law, and one in religion. I had 1 year to go in completing my degree in criminal law when I switched over to medicine. I wanted to be a doctor. I do consulting. I've done consulting for a long time in medicine for the state. I have worked cases for the state, cases for the federal government. I have worked in helping to preserve medical facilities and licenses of those that are worthy of it to be held, and also the opposite. And so I am very astute, very well versed, educated in medicine and governments and laws. And it is very obvious that if I'm not living in a very fancy home and I'm not wearing fancy clothes and fancy jewelry and this, that, and that, and I don't have this or that in front of my name, that it is just okay to just treat me or mistreat me however one wishes to. I'm also in 2018, January 2018, I contacted our Oklahoma Attorney General at that time, Mr. Mike Hunter. I had information for him, and upon speaking with him about this information, he immediately put me with his staff. The information that I worked with them for actually ended up making a record in the history of Oklahoma government. Never has there been a law ever put together and passed and put into and initiated than the one that I did in getting Oklahomans back their pain medications and the law that protected the doctors who write for them. From January 2018 to April of 2018, the law passed. It went into effect May 1st, 2018. Miss Lacey says that I sit there and I talk with a very aggressive, very threatening manner and voice, and I tell her, this is my normal voice. I was born with a very deep voice, a very masculine voice. I am not yelling. I am not raising my voice. This is my normal voice. I sit there with people who want to nitpick at me like this, that I try raising it up so that it doesn't seem like I am yelling at them. But you see, to do this, that takes a lot of different type of breathing. And I had to focus on that. When actually this is more comfortable for me. I have had PCAs in my home that I've come under attack with, that I have been very abused by, quite taken advantage of. When I have tried to get Miss Lacey to assist me with these situations and problems, she has been refusatory towards me. She becomes uncooperative, uncaring. Well, I hear that you're busy with your vehicle. Maybe somebody. Does Lacey have in my files? I told her to put this in my file so it's always known, because I have it on my front door, my front yard, and my backyard, that at all times that anyone coming in, leaving, calling, or I'm calling, entering and exiting, may be recorded for integrity quality assurance. But I know that since you're with your vehicle that you cannot look that up right now. But I would like for you to, if you would, look for that as well.
Yes, ma'am. Sure will.
You have no idea about the abuses and mistreatment that I have been put through. What has been done to me. And that I have even had. Do you know that I had attempts made on my life? Are you aware of that, Lacey or Corey?
What?
I had an attempt made on my life. Do
No,
you know that?
I was not aware of that.
That somebody tried to kill me. What do you guys do when your client has had somebody to try to kill them? I would like for you to first answer my question.
That is what they would do is make sure that they made a police report, and if they are not feeling safe in their home, then we would try to get them to a place where they would feel safe.
So that would be it. You would just, like, how would you, what do you mean by we'll put you to a place where you feel safe? And that doesn't feel very safe to me. What are you saying?
What would you like to have done? Because I mean, you're your own.
Corey,
I mean, you know what.
Corey, don't evade the question. Please answer the question.
I did answer the question,
No,
Mr. Church.
you didn't. I asked you what you mean by put me someplace where I feel safe. What do you mean by put me someplace? What does that mean? Put me someplace.
Get you to a place that you would feel safe.
Like what type of place?
If you do not feel safe in your home, then maybe an assisted living or another arrangement at a different house.
Okay.
I mean, we can't do all that for you.
Habitat.
We have to work.
Excuse me?
We would have to work together on something like that, though.
I would love that. That would be a nice first time experience.
Okay. So you're wanting to move from your location you're at?
I'm not asking for that right now. I just asked you what is your protocol when you have a client whose life has had an attempt made on them. What is your protocol? What do you do to assist that person, especially post after the attempt? Maybe that's something that your supervisor will be more versed at knowing, more informed.
Yeah, I can have her holler at you if you want to talk to her. I think you've talked to her before.
Have her holler at me. Have her holler at me. Have her.
Do what?
Have her holler at me.
Have her holler at you?
I'm feeling what you are saying by those words. What exactly that you mean by that?
I would have her contact you.
Would you have discussed with her the situations? And who is she? Who is she? What is her name?
Carissa Maddox.
Clarissa?
Carissa.
Carissa Maddox.
Mm-hmm.
Have I talked with her, Corrie?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
No, I said, have I spoken with her?
Yes, you have.
Hmm. And yet, now this is May of this year that the attempt on my life was made. And I've had a lot of harassments going on. I've had PCAs in my house that went on the attack with me. I have had them steal things from me. I have had them intentionally put things where they don't belong. That's very obvious that where they don't belong, and I have to hunt them down. I had a PCA who embezzled my insurance company. I told Lacey about that. Lacey has done absolutely nothing to assist me in that. Evidently, it's just fine that everybody is allowed to do this to me, to sit there and embezzle.
Reported it to the PCA agency.
Sit there and embezzle my insurance company and embezzle me, and it's okay for them to come in and put me in a very fearful position that I am very afraid.
Did you call the PCA agency when these things happen?
I absolutely did, and you know what happened, Lacey or Corrie, when I did that?
Mm-hmm.
There was retaliation. Next thing I know, that I've got Lacey and two other people coming in here, and I'm being told that I have to sign this form made by OU letter, being told that it was the Advantage program, that the Advantage is doing this, but no, it was OU, and that I would be told, Corrie, I would be told that that I will speak in this certain type of mannerism, and also, oh, this one was very interesting, that they absolutely had to put in there that I would not use any type of profanity. I am a professional, mature woman. I do not ever allow anybody to use that kind of language in my presence. Therefore, I would never ever use that type of lower language with anyone else. So when I have tried in answering your question, yes, and this was the retaliation. So it was to make me look bad, so that those who are supposed to be over my care, protecting me, helping me, are actually coming against me, so that they look good and I don't. And that way that they don't get held accountable for the repulsiveness of their behavior, the unprofessionalism. Yes, Miss Corrie.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get off the phone here now.
Yeah, I figured that when we got this far. I've been waiting for that.
They were with you. You're getting out of the safety agreement that was having to be put in place.
I'm being what? I'm what? So could you repeat that? I'm getting what? Could you repeat that? I'm what?
I don't know what I just said. Sorry.
You don't know what you just said. You don't know what you just said about me?
I said I was trying to call you to see what was the problem and if you got that form signed and sent back for your medical records. And you said you did receive that medical form, the medical release form. Have you mailed it back into you yet?
Corrie, we already discussed the medical record report. So
That's what I'm asking. Have you mailed it back?
I'm kind of really confused.
Have you mailed it back?
I'm kind of confused why we're going back over that when we're in the middle something very important here. I don't understand the change of subject. I don't understand
because
why all of a sudden we're going that
because I was
direction.
wanting to see if you
Excuse me?
received that, and that was the reason, not because of the safety agreement right now. I wasn't here to discuss because that was previously. That's already in
Oh,
place.
so you're just calling to see if I got the medical release form. That's why you called me.
Yes, that was what I was calling to see.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I thought you told me that you had gotten my message and told me that it was urgent. I need to speak with you about something urgent, but you're calling me only to find out that if I have gotten the release form and if I signed it and sent it in. So, okay. Well, since that's what this phone call is about, again, I will say again for several times now that yes, I got the letter here. See here, that's your envelope. Okay, that's it. I got it. Okay, so I do have that, and so I guess that's all that this phone call was about then. So, okay, Corey, I guess you fulfilled what you wanted or needed, and so I said what you wanted or needed. I thought we were.
Okay.
I thought it was about calling concerning my welfare, but evidently it's just about the release form.
Told me that was the urgent call is you were wanting your medical records. That's the first thing you asked me. So it's just following up on that
Do you have the
because I
recording of that?
if you didn't ask you.
Do you have that recording? The message I left yesterday.
Lacey does, I think.
Would you have her send me that? I would like a copy of that. Well, I'll put that in here. I'll put that in the medical records that I want a copy of yesterday's recording.
Okay. If he still has it.
If she still has it, you guys don't save these recordings?
Not phone call recordings, no ma'am.
What about this phone call?
The conversation we're having?
Yes, Corey.
No ma'am.
This is not being recorded?
No ma'am.
You not record any of your phone calls? I mean, I'm talking about like at the office even.
No ma'am, I'm not recording your phone call.
No, I'm not. I didn't say that. I asked you that, like at the office, when you guys get calls, you're on the phone at the office, those aren't recorded?
I have no idea at the office. I don't work in the office.
You don't have any idea about the office work?
No ma'am.
Really? And you're Lacey's supervisor?
Yes ma'am. And I will have my supervisor call you if you are wanting to talk to my supervisor.
Like Corey,
Yes ma'am.
I've had somebody make an attempt on my phone, on my life. I have been put in very threatening of my well-being positions with PCAs. I have been horrifically mistreated by certain companies. I have right now Miss Julie Hicks, who embezzled my insurance company, embezzled me. I get these people coming in who tell me that they don't know how to put a Swiffer duster together, that they never use a Swiffer duster, that they have COVID, that they don't know how to do laundry, they don't know how to run a vacuum or operate a vacuum cleaner. I have been in need of medical equipment. I've been in need of being helped set up with hospice. I need a the bedside table for hospital bed. Yeah, like the ones used in the hospital for hospital beds, because I'm in a hospital bed.
Okay.
My health has. Excuse me?
Advantage does not pay for something like that.
Well, see, I don't know about any of this because I've been asking and asking and asking for it for a long time, and nobody's talking to me about it. So I can't ever get any answers on it, or anybody saying that. Well, I'll look into it, or let me see what organizations that might be able to help meet these kind of needs, because the state does have grants that they give to disabled and seniors that doesn't always cover in the main insurance. There are these grants that the state does have that can meet these type of needs, but nobody will do anything for me. Nobody will help me. Nobody will help me.
Do you know the grant and what it's called and how? Because we might not have access or something to that grant and not know the resources to be able to get it.
You're working in the medical home health care, contracted with the state of Oklahoma, working with Medicare and Medicaid and all those programs, and
Medicaid. We don't work with Medicare.
Well, sure, you work with Medicare. You bill my Medicare.
No, we don't. We are not under that. Somebody else does, maybe, with other supplies, but.
When you sit there and bill my insurance, so you don't bill Medicare?
No, ma'am.
You're not. Okay. Well, it's nice to know that. So it's just my Medicaid. So it's just my Medicaid that would be getting embezzled. Okay.
That is Medicaid is through. That is how you got to be on the Advantage program.
Yes.
So how it works is Medicare has to pay first for all your supplies. Then Medicaid pays next. Then if Medicaid will not pay, then Advantage pays. It's a different entity of all of them.
Okay, so Advantage then. Okay, you just told me that. Oh, there's the third one. That Advantage will pay on things. So I guess Advantage would be the one that you guys would need to look into then to know what go ahead.
Advantage is the one that would pay for stuff, yes. But what it is it has to go through Medicare first if they do not pay.
So but Advantage would sit there and file with that with Medicare?
Do what?
Advantage would file with Medicare? Because you said that they work. Advantage works with Medicare.
No.
No. Because you said that Advantage, I get Advantage through Medicaid, and Advantage helps me to get things that Medicaid doesn't get. There are things that Advantage can get. Medicaid may not be able to get it, but there are things Advantage can get. Because that's what you just said. I'm just trying to understand what you said, Corrie.
Okay. Well, I'm not on the whole billing anyway, so I really can't answer.
Okay.
How we are supposed to do it.
Okay.
Medicare pays for the state and then Advantage. So
Okay.
I don't know the whole payment stuff, the billing stuff, none of that on that part of it.
What things that Advantage will assist in covering that the others don't. Because,
Advantage will assist and pay for certain things.
yes,
They do not pay for everything, no.
well, I
And
wouldn't
they're not
expect that.
able to pay for. That would be like a DME question because they deal with it every day. And so I would call the DME company, see if they would be able to pay for it through Advantage, and they would be able to tell me yes or no.
Okay, I would really appreciate if you would have that looked into for me.
For a bedside table.
Yes, thank you. Yes, please.
Okay.
I would appreciate that. I am in bad need
Yes.
of that.
Okay. I have never gotten a bedside table paid for through Advantage, so I'm wanting to say no, but I will check into it and call the DME company to clarify that.
Yeah, and maybe they might know the grants and organizations that can help with that.
Sometimes, yes, they'll know some kind of organization maybe that would be able to help pay for something like that.
Yes. Yes.
The other agency, I know one resource, it is called abletech.org. That is a resource for used equipment. Sometimes maybe they'll have supplies or things like that.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes they have hospital beds, but it's hit and miss on it.
Does Lacey know about that?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But if you want to write it down, abletech.org.
Well, I want to let y'all do that. I want to let my case manager, because I've been asking my case manager for about a year now. I've asked for help.
What else are you needing help with besides the bedside table?
A lot of things that I just spoke to you about. That how I am being very badly mistreated. That my welfare, my well-being is not of a concern.
Are you finding a place to live?
I am not having my case manager fight for me, to protect me, to help take me through the protocols, the rulings, the laws. When someone is taking advantage of me, I have not been protected from these people. I am not being protected from these people. I am not being cared that what these people have done to me and done to my health, because my health has gone into a very rapid decline because I am not being cared for properly, cared about. I'm not having people fight for me to protect me. Instead, I get my case manager coming in here making outlandish claims about me when I told her that Miss Julie Hicks was my PCA and she had been not showing up for 2 weeks at my home, but she'd been clocking in. And so my insurance has been embezzled. And when that I had spoke with Ashley at Alora, and I requested, after speaking with Medicare directed me to get my records, which they have been very uncooperative about. When she actually knew about that Miss Julie Hicks had embezzled, defrauded my insurance, I asked her, because Julie had left, and I learned that this is Julie's mode of operandi, that she'll go to work for these companies and she's good for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then she starts not showing up, and she'll get to a point where she knows she needs to go on the run, and she'll go with somebody else, and she'll just keep doing this. And I asked them that if they would hire her back, and she said absolutely. So my well-being, my personal well-being, my personal life, my insurance, there is nothing that I am being protected, being helped with. And I am very fearful of OU. I am fearful of Lacey, because Lacey has showed me that instead of being professional, upholding the regulations, protocols of the state of Oklahoma, and unto the U.S. federal offices and courts, instead of I being of the utmost concern that I am under attack of these people. I had a PCA in here who was OCD, which is fine. But this one day that she just showed up. She'd been here one day and 1 month, and about a month and a half later, all of a sudden she showed up. I didn't get a call or anything about her showing up, because I would not have allowed her back in my home if I'd known about things or set something up. So when she was here, when she sat there and had taken my expensive loungewear and had steam coming out of the wash machine, and I had to go in there and shut that off, because that's about several hundreds of dollars. And all of a sudden she goes off the deep end about, well, I guess that my mother didn't tell me how to do laundry. I guess my grandmother was wrong too. And she was like a jet engine, just going and going and going and going and going. I said, Tammy, please stop. Tammy, please stop. Stop. Settle down, Tammy. She goes over by the kitchen sink where their dishes are, and there's a big kitchen knife. Listen to me, Corrie. There was a big kitchen knife, and then I sit there, Corrie, listen to me. No, listen, you are going to hear this last part, because you're going to understand what. Okay, all right. Oh, have you heard this? And you never called me?
I did call you.
No, you're calling me now. Well, when did you talk to me about this? What she did? Do you remember? Can you tell me what she did?
And we sent it to escalated issues with advantage.
You did what?
We sent it to escalated issues with advantage, and that's when we had to hold the IET and have you sign that safety agreement of everything.
Oh, you come in. Oh, safety agreement, where I'm being accused of being unprofessional, of being unmannerly. When this woman come after me, and I literally ran from the kitchen into my living room to get to the telephone to call the police and to call my home health care agency. And see, that's what your response was. Thank you for validating that, Corrie. I think we're done. We've made it very clear, and this is going to be passed on to escalations too. But you guys sat there, instead of protecting me from these people, instead of helping me, that you absolutely proved that you guys turned around and went after me. You came after me. Instead of protecting me, you came after me. Thank you for clarifying that, Corrie. Thank you. I'm going to go now because that right there, I'm shaking and my pain level is going up, and I am very afraid right now. I'm very afraid of you all right now. I'm going to go. Today is December 15th, 1:34 p.m. People think that I always speak the truth. This right here proves that you should always speak the truth, because when you don't speak the truth, God, angels, morality, ethics, integrity has a way of proving when someone who is a liar, a deceiver, a predator. And so this has now just been made known. Being attacked in my home, and their reaction was to come in here and come after me and make these claims. You heard it for yourself. I have been trained to help with how bad home health care has gotten. Health care, but right now we're talking about home health care agencies who are supposed to be leading the insurance company, the state and federal government, believing that these services are being provided for that's what they are being paid. And these companies are doing everything they can to be nothing but embezzling Medicaid, Medicare, insurance companies, and anything else that they can do. And prove to you that they can gang up together and come against you and make you look like you're the one who is the problem. I have been dealing with this year after year after year, trying to get these agencies, trying to get those who govern these agencies to help with this massive problem, because the neglect and the terrorizing that they are doing is driving people's health into the ground and even killing them. And because I am standing up, especially for myself, because I know as a mature adult that when I stand up for myself, I am standing up for others. Because when you get somebody to do right by you when there has been done wrong by you, a lot of times that what follows after that, whoever is behind you or that is in your category and working with these people, that it lines out for them and they get better care. They get the better care. The care that they're supposed to be having. Better care is meaning that they're not being cared for. So the improvement to that would be better care. improve care. So, folks, you got to hear it firsthand. You can't get any better proof than this. Lift me up in prayer. If there's anything that you can do to help me, please do it. If you know any good attorneys and that you can contact them, if you got a good attorney that you can speak with your attorney and ask them to help me, that's one of the things I need more than anything, because you're hearing it, that I am very unprotected. My rights are not being protected. My life is not being protected. Organizations that you know of who handle these situations, anything, give back to me, please. Because you're hearing this for the first time. But I have been going through this and battling these people for over 2 decades. I didn't need home care until 1999. Well, no, it was in the late 90s. But I have been on the front lines since the late 80s, doing everything I can to improve pain management care, medical care. And as you heard, that I gave very specific dates, times, record, attorney general name. That's very specific information. To give that type of specific information verifies, and you can hear it. That's the key. You can hear the truth being said. There is no doubt whatsoever I am telling the truth. And you would think that for someone like me, who just gave to Oklahomans and to Oklahoman physicians and their facilities, what I accomplished, I did. Because I'm the one, if I had not made that phone call, things would be very, very bad here in Oklahoma concerning pain management medications, and the doctors having the ability to write for them. If it was not for me, so why is it that I am not being protected? I am not being helped. I am being attacked. Why is that? This is exactly what we all been talking about. Here is the ark. Here it is. This is the ark. Here is the undisputable truth, facts, evidence, what's going on, how citizens are being mistreated, taken advantage of, and businesses that are going down and buckling under the weight of being embezzled, stolen from, raped. More than one form of rape. And all of this is rape. All of this is violence. This is what they are doing to us. And those who think that they'll never be in our position are going to find out just how great of a fool they are for thinking that. Because spirit can take you down in a heartbeat. Never seen that coming. Bam. All of a sudden, a heart attack. And now you can't do nothing. Or your intestines blown and you can't even walk because your legs go. That goes in together. Or a car accident. Wham. Now you're in a wheelchair. Now you're laid up in bed. Now you're at the mercy of these people. And if people like me aren't sitting here fighting for proper medical care, for it to be upheld, hold them to the laws, because that's what our leaders have done. They've worked and worked and worked to build these laws to secure this kind of care. They put all that work and effort not to have people like this absolutely just take the laws, the pages, into the bathroom and use them to wipe themselves when they get done eliminating. It's a shame that we cannot get these who have first put these into position and tell them that we are fighting for what you did. We are trying to protect what you gave so lovingly to people, because you have to love people. There has to be that for you to accomplish something like that, because you're not going to do it because you don't. What do you care? If you don't care about people, you're not going to do that. You're not going to create this. This is what loving, caring, mature adults do. This right here, the treatment that I'm getting is exactly what lower level, immature people do, what they cause. Record, 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 folks. That takes away the he said, she said mentality. We can sit here and not have to go through courts and everything else. Here, just listen to this judge, or here, listen to this investigator, or here, listen to this attorney general, or here, listen to this Department of Justice. That's all you need. That's all you need. That's why that in medicine we need recordings. Everything. Everything. Doesn't matter if they're going to give you a cough drop or an aspirin. Emergency room, in a waiting room, or in a hospital room, or surgical room, procedure room, doesn't matter. It all needs recording. Just like they do with police officers, body cams. Everything being recorded. Everything. It's the only way to be able to correct this. That's what it did with police department. And the good people, the good people in law enforcement love it, because it protects them and helps them not to be falsely accused and been lumped with these people of reprobate minds. Because that right there, that's what a reprobate mind behaves, speaks like. What you just heard right there. And I know you heard her tone, and you heard her trying to bowl me over, and shifting the subjects and stuff, because she knew she was in a position that she's kind of caught in, or she feels that way. Because actually that's an immature person. That's the way they're going to feel. And you can just find, if you're not happy with us, you go, no, we're not doing that route. Because you see, that's how they get out of it. When they want to get out of it, when they get caught, the first thing that's what you'll hear. Now, if that's something that I wanted, I would have called them and made that known to them. I would have said that. But because they did it, that proves that they know they are in the wrong. They got caught being in the wrong, and they want to get away from you as far as you can, so you can't touch them. That's how it works, and that needs to stop now. So share this video, folks. Share this video. Get it going around, get it going viral. I am doing this not only for my protection, But as I said, I am taken far beyond myself. That's how unselfish and loving that I am towards my brothers and sisters everywhere. And I do not want the children suffering because of this. I am Higher Ways Woman. I am Miss Talera, Miss Masters, TLG. Take care, everyone.